as well as I can, right? The box is empty, and I didn't take it. Not national.
I got a special delivery for Neil Cavuto. I got your pizza right here. How come you employees don't love me no more?
Why are you sounding Scottish? What are you?
You're taking the pizza. Your employees don't eat it, right? I eat it right. Hey, here. I do news now. You eat pizza?
No.
I get to hang out with the
No. Why don't you make the show great again?
Thank you.
Tony, please.
Thank you very much. All right, here we go. There goes Tony.
Make the pizza great again.
Thanks. And make the pizza. Now take a look at this. What do we got here?
What do we have
Amy, what do we have? Oh, now this is more like it. Tony, thank you very much. Yes, Irish, Scottish, Italian, whatever he wants to be.
I feel like Vanna White.
Yeah, there we go. All right, now you can obviously recognize that lady, Amy Holmes of Rasmussen Reports. We've got Jessica Tarloff here. You don't strike me necessarily as a huge pizza lover.
Really?
Really? It just seems.
Is this like a compliment that like I don't
It's
like?
a compliment. That's
Okay,
fine.
good.
Emily Jasinski's here, Young America's Foundation out of D.C., so she's missing out on the pizza.
You don't look like you eat a lot of pizza.
No, she does
You're
not.
a very
None of you
slim
do. None of you.
lady.
To me, I mean, you know, it's a foregone thing.
No more
You know,
pizza.
guys, I use this pizza. This is how I operate as a metaphor, because I think everyone needs to take a chill pill, calm down, get over their post-election angst, have a little pizza, calm down. Yet I'm hearing demonstrations across the country after a fairly, executed presidential election. Miami last night, Minneapolis, we've seen it in Portland, we've seen it in New York, getting ready for another one, blocks away. Amy, come on, right?
Well, I can understand because your pizza came without toppings, which we
Really?
can argue about. Do you
That's
want
called
onion?
whining. That's called whining. And I'm wondering if I'm looking at people, their candidate didn't win, that's fine.
Right, yes.
But they got to get over it, right?
Well, here's the thing. I work for Rasmussen Reports. We found that 48% of voters believed that the election was a vote against Hillary Clinton, not for Donald Trump. So I can understand that people, they are not necessarily yet absorbing that Donald Trump is our new president. But what they should absorb is that millions and millions of their fellow citizens and fellow Americans voted for this man. So when they protest Donald Trump, they're not just protesting him, they're protesting all of those people who elected him, and those are your neighbors. And I
wonder if it's
Well, they're not actually their neighbors. I mean, because it's an electoral college.
Now, that's a heavy Democratic city.
Oh,
right?
definitely.
So they're destroying their own city.
Oh,
their
I
own
think
base.
that part is ridiculous. Listen, I'm all for full exercise of the First Amendment. We all are here. If you do it nonviolently, I'm with you. This election, it's going to take a few.
Why don't you make a national statement right now?
I think I just did. Listen to me, guys. As a big Hillary lover, even though I know some of you weren't, and there's probably a lot of Bernie folks out there, please don't be violent. It ruins the whole thing. Everyone then just talks about the violence and not the message. But I do think that Donald Trump, it's a great opportunity for him to stand up and to say, I hear you, I see you. I know that some of you are very upset about my election.
Hold on. Why are you putting the onus on Donald Trump instead of the mayor of Portland, the governor of Oregon?
I'll put onus on everybody.
All these local leaders that,
Donald Trump is responsible for some of this angst. It's not like we had
Emily, he just got elected president of the United States. Now, obviously, people are bitter and people vote for different reasons. If it's a protest vote, whatever. He's the winner. He's done. That's it. So who has to do what, or as I think some high-ranking law enforcement officials have been saying, let this work itself out. Hopefully there is no need for any of this other stuff. What should be done?
Well, so what we've been talking about a lot in the last few days is the hidden Trump voters that sort of Kellyanne Conway and the pollsters in the Trump campaign were able to identify. Those are the people that turned out exactly because of this stuff. Listen, my work is on college campuses. I work for Young Americans for Freedom. I've had students sending me videos of people yanking others out of classrooms, setting cars on fire, throwing stuff at windows. It's absolutely disgusting. It's not Donald Trump's responsibility in any way whatsoever. It's the responsibility of other people on the left to say, cut it out.
Do you think Donald Trump should say anything? Because this is extending abroad. I mean, in Berlin right now, they've got protests going on. I don't know what he has to tell them to calm them down. I mean, everyone's afraid or what have you. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this after a presidential election. Obviously, there were disruptions and constitutional issues brought up and the Supreme Court in 2000, but this is ridiculous. So is there pressure on Donald Trump to have to address this? He's just been elected. Who should do what?
I think there's pressure on President Obama. I mean, I think there's President Obama and Hillary Clinton need to come out
They
and
both
say,
did a good job. They both did a good job. They were eloquent in stating that the American people have spoken. So why
Yes.
do we have to keep sort of addressing this through sympathetic and supportive statements from leaders who are addressing sore losers?
So what you're saying, Neil, is that you want actually Americans to grow up.
I do. I want to grow.
And-
And a lot of these kids, and I guess I know I'm sounding like a father. I apologize.
You're
I wanna,
such a
why
father.
the hell aren't you in class? Now here it's at
class got
night.
canceled.
That is a very good
Classes
question.
got canceled.
sorry.
That's
Because
exactly
we
right.
had to your lead.
They had to create safe spaces for college-educated people to be able to understand democracy in America.
But switch it around.
It's
Now, switch it
encouraged
around.
by
Jess, you
professors
would be
and-
all over. You would be all over if the election were reversed and it were Hillary Clinton winning. It was Donald Trump protesters coming out with the pitchforks and everything else that they were sore losers and angry nuts. You'd be ripping them a new one.
I don't think so. I mean, I've been pretty consistent on the First Amendment basis. If anything gets violent, I have a problem with that. This election, no matter who won, we were going to have issues on both sides. Both are
But
hugely
you're trying
polarizing.
to be magnanimous about this.
I am
Offer the
trying
pizza,
so hard
move on.
because I want a slice, and I feel like you'll take it away if
I
I'm
just
not.
wish it
yeah.
had pepperoni and sausage.
I know
and
you feel that way,
onions.
so aggrieved.
I want toppings.
Guys, you're
whining.
torturing
You're
me
whining
over
and you
here in
want
DC.
All right.
I'm a
All right.
This
terrible
is why you should
whiner.
live in New
We'll
York.
mail you a slice because that's about the quality of the slice that I had, by the way, at first. All right. Guys, I want to
Better than
thank you
nothing.
very, very much. All right. This
Thank you.
whole transition team and how Donald Trump deals with this, who's on it, who's going to be handling it, you'll be surprised where they're putting their priorities and who they're putting their priorities on this National Pizza Day. We just to move on.